Okay, we're with Julie Powell backstage at the General Session 2, 2010 TLA Annual Conference. Hello, Julie.
Hey.
Hey, tell us about your experiences with libraries and librarians. They'd love to hear something inspirational.
Absolutely. I grew up in Austin, Texas, and I owe a good deal of my being here to librarians, Texas ones in particular. I used to go religiously every week. My mother would take me to the Terrytown branch in Austin and get my allotted 3 books a week, and I learned everything from Dr. Seuss to Judy Blume to V.C. Andrews to everything in between. I was always a big favorite of librarians in my school, as opposed to my math teacher who hated me because I always had my library book inside my math textbook. And you know, I think libraries and librarians are very sexy. I think books are sexy. The first time I ever made out in an elevator was at the main branch, the Austin Library, and I'm a big Buffy fan. So Giles.
Great. Well, you're known for Julie and Julia, and you've got a new book out called Cleaving, and it's about butchering and your apprenticeship butchering, among other things. So tell us a little bit about the title Cleaving and the double meaning of that.
Sure. Well, Cleaving is about both my apprenticeship as a butcher and also a very dark time in my marriage when I was falling apart. And originally my title, working title, was The Dying Art, because I was in a very negative place, and I thought the two things that marriage and butchery have in common is that they are dying out as crafts and arts, and that they're all about death and murder and misery. But my publishers didn't want to go with that, Dying Art, and we argued back and forth about what the title was going to be. They gave me terrible titles like Carving and Craving and Joint at one point, if you can believe it. And but I finally said, no, I need something that expresses both the desire to separate and the desire to be together. And cleaving, of course, is one of those wonderful, wonderful words that means itself and its opposite, and it really expresses so clearly the tightrope I was walking and the decision I was trying to come to, and to take myself away or to hold myself close to this other person, and the way that you can do both a little bit. So cleaving was really, really important to me. I'm so happy that we wound up with that title.
Great. And lastly, on the topic of butchering, here in Texas, we love our meat, we love our myth making, and we think we have the best brisket in the world. But some folks out east, those butchers that you work with, might have something different to say about that. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, my butcher shop at Fleischer's, there is a great respect for barbecue, and we argue about whose barbecue is better. Of course, I'm on the Texas side of the fence, but they love that use of brisket. But of course, in the Northeast, the other main use of brisket is pastrami, and pot roast for Passover and that sort of thing. So they have other uses for it. Actually, the first time I ever tried to smoke my own brisket, I bought a brisket in I was in New York State. I bought a brisket in the supermarket and unwrapped it and put it in, smoked it for 6 hours, and then I cut into it, and it was actually cured pastrami brisket. So I made barbecue pastrami. It was like, I guess, a mix of all the worlds, right?
Fantastic. Well, thanks for visiting with us backstage, and we look forward to any new work that you're going to be doing in the future, and have a great time with your trip here in San Antonio.
I'm going to really enjoy it.